Hey everyone, welcome back to Midwest DBS. Got a quick little deck to show you guys. It's a Frieza swap. Now, this is the basically the test version of the deck, so there's a lot of improvements that can be made. Haven't made any changes yet, but after testing one night, played about 6 games, and I actually did go 5-1 with it. So it's still performing very well, but there are some changes that should be made. But let's just go over what I got so far. So the leader's pretty simple. It's Frieza, and basically it has an activate main once per turn. You can take a life, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. You bottom one, and then if one of them is they'll both go to the bottom basically if you have no Frieza army. But you look at top 2, you get a Frieza army card out of him, and put the rest on the bottom. So our count in this deck is 28 Frieza army cards altogether. There are places where you can add more Frieza army cards to make more room. For instance, Topo could be changed. Topo's pretty expensive right now. So if you wanted to, you can change Topo out for that. It'll make it a little more budget friendly. You could also swipe this out if you just want to go hard into Frieza army to make sure this leader hits every turn. But there's barely any times that I did not hit with it. And you get to take the life anyway, so it just helps you self-awaken. So basically, awaken at 4 or less life, restand 1 energy, draw a card. Now, on this side, when it attacks, you get to draw a card, attacks leader or battle card. And the good part is you can pop one of your own Frieza army cards to give this guy additional 5k until the end of your opponent's turn. So you basically do that on your turn, goes to your opponent's turn, he's a 20k. So now they're trying to swing to a 20k, and that lasts till your next turn. Some things I could also think, you could add more Zarbon, maybe cutting this. Actually, I already talked. I probably am going to cut this. Maybe add another Zarbon because Zarbon's a good target to pop because when you pop the Zarbon, you get to draw a card. And also, uh, you get to give one of your opponent's battle cards negative 15k per turn, so that's pretty good. So the basic swap are running Freeze Overture to Battle, which is our swap 2, which swaps into this. This is your 15k 2-drop Frieza. Once he's on the field, you can pay 1 red to swap into this. And when this guy comes out, he has Barrier, and he takes one of your... Does he neg? I forget, sorry. One of your opponent's battle cards... No, it doesn't neg. You take one of your opponent's battle cards with 20,000 power or less or KO it. Now, once he's on the field, you can pay 2 to go into this or this. These are both your big Frieza threats. So your swap engine's 4-4-4. You won 3 of the blue-red one and 2 of the mono-red one. This one is triple strike, and when he swings, basically you get to take all your opponent's battle cards annoying barrier, and they get a negative 30,000 power for the duration of turn. And then also when this card does neg cards at mills from your opponent. But mill's not, this isn't a mill deck, but it will mill. Frieza Final Showdown is a critical double strike, and then it has a auto once per turn. You can activate it, take a life, and basically what it is, it's a cold bloodlust effect on the first card your opponent will play on the following turn. So it can stop some big bombs from coming. It can just draw your card, which is also good. And critical double strike is really good. I already explained Zarbon. It's a 2-drop that you can just keep swinging with, and just keep pressuring leader. And whenever they actually do KO it, you get to draw a card, or you could KO it to this. You can KO any of these cards because sometimes you're swapping up, replaying this to KO, just to buff your leader. This card could be cut, or it could be more. It depends on how you want to go. It's only at a 1 of because I was just testing it. I'd recommend doing 3 Zarbons, or maybe even just doing 3 of those, or cutting some of these other non-freeze army cards. You can add more and more. When it comes into play, it replaces itself, and you can pay 1 red and choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets negative 10,000 power for the duration of turn. And it's activate battle, and the important thing is, no, it's not once per turn. So 2 red, 3 red, as much red energy you have. Um, 3 of this super combo. It's searchable with your leader on the front side, and it's a 5 or less. You're at 5 or less life, you can do it. One of these, just because I needed a little bit more multicolored, we never want to charge blue energy. You can charge any of your multicolored cards, but we never want to charge our sensu beans because we're running this. Um, Basically, your check land. If it sees another multicolor card, it comes play untapped. SCR, Frieza's Army Reborn. If you have 2 or less life, it'll cost you 5. It's searchable with the leader, and it's a quadruple strike, so it swings for quite. It's quadruple strike 40k, and when it comes into play, you get to look at your opponent's hand and send 1 card from their hand to their drop. And then any of your opponent's battle cards that are 40,000 power or less, ignoring barrier, you KO them. So basically, he just wipes the field. Topo's just a good negate. It can slow down aggro strategies, but like I said, for more budget friendly, you can add these instead because this is a counter attack, and then you can basically play 2 red and a blue, and you can evolve that one or that one on top of it, and it'll give you more targets. Down here is Vegeta exploiting weakness. This is just really good. It's a 2 of. I probably would play a 3rd in the board. It's a counterplay, and if your leader card is red, you reduce the cost by 2. Our leader is red, so it only costs 3. And basically, when it comes into play, you get to choose all your opponent's battle cards, and they get negative 20,000 per turn. So you just want to lead this into situations where you're 2 for 1ing him or 3 for 1ing him is the idea. You can 1 for 1 if you have to, but it's really good when you play this and it gets to deal with 2 or 3 cards, because you just use 1 card to deal with multiple cards. Dimensional Banisher Food, just more removal. It's double strike. It essentially will cost you 1 to get out with Overrealm, and it'll warp 1 of your opponent's battle cards. It's always been a good card. 1 Kai double strike. This deck is running a lot of double. Like this is double strike. This is triple strike. That's double strike. This is double strike. That's quadruple strike. But sometimes you're wanting to swing in with other battle cards, or maybe give your leader double strike. Sensu Bean. Sensu Bean is the only blue card, and it's the only energy we never want to charge, like I said, because we're running that. And Sensu Bean just allows, on turns, if your opponent's real aggressive or has bigger threats or whatever, once this is flipped, you can pop 1 of your Frieza Army cards, so it's a 20,000 during your opponent's turn. Then if you bean it up, it's a 25. And then that is just hard to swing into. A lot of their basically you're making where they're going to have to pitch cards from hand to hit it, or they're only going to be able to swing with their bombs, and then you hold up your negates for that. Other cards that go well with this besides that, After Image. After Image Technique will give them an additional 40 and neg whatever swinging by 10. So if they are able to swing with 1 of their bomb cards, good luck getting through this just as a 20k plus that, or if it's being 2. Also, another good card with it is this, because it's Activate Battle. You can give him an additional 15k as long as all your energy's red, which multicolored you can have as your energy, and it will meet the requirements. And it negs something 10k. So once again, making it real hard to swing and get your leader. A couple extra cards is Combination Attack. Combination Attack is good because it's Activate Battle, and basically you get to take 1 of your opponent's cards with energy cost 5 or less and return it to their hand, and then you get to restand I believe it has to be multicolored. Choose up to 1 of your red or blue. Nope, could be either. So you just choose a red or blue energy, and it switches to active mode. And almost a catch-all, but not really, because some cards are bigger. But Emperor's Death Beam is our last extra card, and what it is it's an Activate Battle or main. You could do either or, but it can catch people in the middle of battle, and it's pretty sneaky. Choose up 1 of your opponent's battle cards under your barrier, and it gets negative 30,000 power for the duration of turn. So this is just good removal. Then Activate Main, you can send this card from your drop to your warp. Look at the top card of your deck, and if it's a multicolored extra card, you can add it to your hand. You can go and use this, just see if you get lucky, but as you can see, we're not really running, this is multicolored extra card, this is multicolored extra card. Besides that, we have no hit. So chances are you will not hit, so it's not really that relevant, but you could always just give it a try to see if you do grab something. The only time you don't want to give it a shot is if you're trying to build up for Overrealm for that. So like I said, this is just the first version of this deck. It's a test version. I do want to try the deck with other leaders, like, because a lot of the Frieza swap engine, you don't have to have a Frieza leader or anything like that for this to work. So you could run like some of the new Surge leaders, like the Red Yellow Surge Coup. Seems like you could build a pretty powerful Frieza swap deck, which I'm working on. I will show you later. But that's all I got for this one. So thanks for joining us. Bye.